Let's talk about it, honey. Get a second for y'all to get up in here, and then we can go ahead and get started. What I want to talk about this new moon in Gemini. Okay. Yeah, that's fine right there. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna talk about this new moon in Gemini and everything that this new moon in Gemini wants us to embody. Okay, so we know that new moons by now, right? We know that new moons are a time for a new cycle to begin, right? This is the time where we plant the seeds, and we really, when we're planting seeds, we really want to focus on the seeds that this season represents, right? So with Gemini, this represents learning new things. This represents our communication because it's ruled by Mercury, right? So this rules our communication style, our how we're perceiving reality, right? Simply because it's our mindset that's going to change our perspective on things, right? That's why I said you're one perspective from a new reality, right? It's almost like you're like a new acceptance, right? Depending on what it is. So let's look down here at my notes that I wrote down. And so we have, not only do we have the sun in Gemini, right? We currently have the moon in Gemini. The new moon's actually tomorrow at, I believe, exactly 11:02 Eastern Standard Time, 11:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we also have Mercury in Gemini. So we have the sun. Wherever the sun is, that's where our focus is to be in that for that 29 days, 28, 29 days. That's where our focus is going to be. So like I said, this is really for us to change how we are seeing things, right? To trying to really change our perspective and our communication and all of those things. So that's the sun. So we're already, when the sun is in focus of that, that's the highlight. Wherever the sun is, that's where you should be focusing. If you're someone that's like, I don't know what I should be focusing on right now, okay, the sun is in Gemini, so you want to look into like new communication skills, learn something new, things of that sort. So then we also have the moon in Gemini. Remember, the moon is how we feel. So not only are we going to be having our focus there, right? Not only is our focus there of, okay, I want to learn new communication skills, or I just want to perceive my reality differently. It really comes down to you and your mindset. Okay. So now we're really going to be feeling where the sun is. Okay. So the sun is telling us, okay, we want to try and learn something new, yada, yada, yada. So now the moon is here, we're feeling that. So it's amplifying all of that. Then we also have Mercury that is in Gemini. So our minds and how we communicate, we are also communicating and thinking in that Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. So this is really our thoughts. So right now, you're going to start feeling and starting seeing things start to, move faster than what it is because we're in air sign energy right now. Air sign is all about, your thoughts, speaking your truth. This is the time that you're going to see a lot of truths be revealed. You're going to see a lot of people really saying what it is that they feel unapologetically, right? The way I can really best explain this is really like in your Kendrick Lamar energy for Gemini season, okay? So that's what this is. And sometimes when it comes to us understanding a new reality is we just have to see shit differently. A lot of times you may be feeling some type of resistance. That resistance can really be coming from you not wanting to accept your reality, right? Accept what is. You understand what I'm saying? And so now when you learn to surrender, when you learn to go with the flow, you will start to see that, okay, you know what? This is what it is. The reality, this isn't changing, right? This is what this is going to be. It's kind of like for me personally, Like today I went to go drop my daughter off at my mother's house, and if you guys been here a while, then you'll know my grandmother, which is my mother's mother, passed away. She transitioned back in 2024. And for me, as being like the oldest grandchild, that changed like my reality of how I perceive my family and my position in my family, right? And grandma house, all the cousins is at the grandma's house and all of that. And when you grow up to then have your own children, you want your child to experience that. You get what I'm saying? You want your child to experience all the cousins being outside playing. We all at grandma's house. Everybody know grandma's house is a spot. Okay. And so with her being gone now that looks different. That changes my reality of how I was kind of perceiving things, right? And so today, when I went to drop her off, and there she was, my daughter's all excited, yada. And I just had like a revelation that's just like, this is the new reality. Like my mom is now the grandma. You get what I'm saying? Like this is now my daughter's childhood is beginning, and this is who everybody's gonna be at her house. You get what I'm saying? So I had to, in a sense, I kind of was just like, I accepted that this was the reality. Instead of being sad and being like, oh my God, my daughter won't be able to experience this, or, it's like who my support system was growing up, that's not necessarily gonna be her support system. You understand what I'm saying? And for me to just have that perspective switch, I was like, wow, I felt lighter. I felt like this is the new reality. And so now we have to accept that. You understand what I'm saying? So that's really what this Gemini season is about. This is really what the sun being a Gemini, the moon being a Gemini, and Mercury being a Gemini. It's like, how can you change your reality from your mind? Because your words are your thoughts. This is all about how you're going to bring that vision to life. Right? This is the time to really put that energy out there. And for those of you that's on my Patreon, I have a new moon ritual that you can do that really help you set your intentions for this new moon. Okay? It's going to really set your intentions for this new moon and how you are seeing your current environment with new eyes. Like, how can I move forward? You understand what I'm saying? How can I move forward, and how can I allow myself to perceive things differently? And like I said, in a sense, it's really just about acceptance. It's really about you accepting that. And I don't mean accepting bullshit. Now, when I say accepting, I don't mean you sit around accepting bullshit as your new reality. No, you can change your reality at any fucking moment. You don't need somebody to say, hey, let me put my hand around a crystal fucking ball to tell you, hey, you could change your reality. Like, let's be fucking for real here. You could change your reality at any time with just your fucking mind. With just your mind, and then showing up as that. You understand what I'm saying? So when we get to talking about the moon and the sun and the stars, when we get to talk about those things, you can use the energy of the universe right now to get to where it is that you are trying to go. Get to where it is that you know what I'm saying, are called to be. You understand what I'm saying? It's really that simple. It's not really something that you have to have a special something to have. You could change your reality at any moment. The only thing that I will recommend is what you have to let go of is, when is it going to happen? A lot of people know that they can change their reality at any moment. A lot of people understand that. But they get caught up in the when is this going to happen? And then when they stop doing what it is that they need to do to get there, then that becomes this is why it didn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I tell you to journal and I tell you gratitude letters that you need to write, or write your gratitude affirmations as if it's already is. And then you get caught up in because when we're building a new life and we're building a new reality, we get caught up in sometimes self-doubt can, maneuver into our minds. And so you have to be consistent when it comes to that. And you have to be consistent when it comes to understanding that you have so much power. You have so much power over your life. You have so much power over how you perceive things, your vision. And that's what this is about. It's about understanding that you have everything that you need, but understand that mindset is what's going to keep you from achieving what it is that you are trying to achieve. If your mindset is not there, if you got shitty thoughts and, oh, I want to do this, but now who's going to buy that for me, or whatever the case may be, then you're not going to get there. That's just what that is. You're not going to get there. And you have to be willing to think differently. You have to be willing to perceive things differently, right? It's like the hangman in tarot. It's like, how can you see things from a different perspective? And I promise you, that's why I named this your one perspective, one mindset shift from a new reality. Because it's that true. You can literally start perceiving something totally different. Like, look on the bright side of you not having a job, or of you not making sales today. Okay, I have breath in my body to get creative and figure it out. And then all of a sudden you start seeing that opportunities start opening doors for you. But it's all about how you perceive that, right? It's all about how you envision that, because no one can do the work for you. Okay, no one's going to do the work for you. So it's really about you being creative and within your mind to bring that new reality forward for you. Okay. And we also, just yesterday, we also had Saturn move out of Pisces, and now Saturn is now in Aries. Saturn is, I want you to think of Saturn like the daddy, the father of the zodiac. Okay, all work, no play, disciplined, responsible, and we're thinking about the long-term success. Now, when Saturn was in Pisces, which was my Saturn return, Saturn really wanted us to be mature spiritually, to get more mature spiritually, right? And now that Saturn is in Aries, we're also starting a new cycle. So some of you are starting your Saturn return in Aries. That's what that is. So you're about, really, it's not really going to technically start for you. Right now, we're just getting a little sprinkle of this energy with Saturn and Aries. We're just getting a little sprinkle of this energy because it's going to be in Aries from May 24th to like September 1st. So right now, you Saturn in Aries, Saturn return babies, you're getting a little sprinkle of what that is, of how that's going to feel. And this is really for us to be responsible and disciplined with who we say we are. Like, who are you when no one is influencing you? Who are you when you by yourself? Right? And that's where this Saturn in Aries is talking about. Saturn in Aries, anytime a planet moves into Aries, that means it's a new beginning. Aries is the first of the zodiac. All right. Saturn in Aries is like the oldest. And so anytime a planet moves into Aries, that means a new cycle is beginning. A new era is loading. And so this is really going to have us be disciplined with who we are, who we say that we are. Like, who the fuck are you when no one's paying attention to you, when you're just by your damn self? Are you still that same person, or are you being performative when you get online? Are you having pick-me energy and things of that sort? That's what Saturn and Aries is going to be, right? So, that you can put all that together along with your this Gemini energy, and allow it to really have you be disciplined in who you say that you are. Period. Okay? It's like Saturn Pisces is like, okay, this is the vision. This is what you want to do. This is the goals, right? You learn to set boundaries. You learn to be more mature spiritually. And now Saturn and Aries is like, okay, what are we going to do about that? Because now we need to go take action, right? But remember, when Saturn and Aries, when it's in Aries, it's considered in its fall. So it's considered like Saturn doesn't like Aries energy, okay? Because Aries is ready to jump off the porch. Aries is ready, very impulsive, very, I'm going to figure it out as I go. Think now, act now, think later. I'm not worried about the consequences right now. I'm about to just bust a move. And Saturn's like, no, we got to make sure that this is the right move, and we have to think long term, not just for the moment. Okay, so we're going to see a lot of little different things take off with the Saturn being in Aries. And so it's going to give new energy. And I honestly am excited about all these transits, all these things, because I know how to partner with the universe to bring the life that I want to me. And so that's what I'm trying to teach you guys how to do, how to bring that energy to you so that you can use it for your higher good. You understand what I'm saying? So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull some cards real quick from the Angel Oracle deck. Angel Numbers Oracle deck real quick. Oops. Yeah. One thing I'm going to do is drop a damn light. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to pull some cards real quick. Any questions that you may have regarding this new moon, any of your placements, anything of that sort, feel free to put them right there in the chat and I will answer them for you. I also have readings available on my stand swords. If you're someone who's having your Saturn return in Aries and you're like, girl, I don't know how to navigate this energy. I don't know what it's giving. I feel like I'm going through the damn mud. I'm going through it. If you are feeling like that, you need to click into my stand store and go ahead, either book a reading or a spiritual pick me up, or go ahead and grab one of the guides that I have available. I have a Saturn and Aries guide that's going to tell you how to navigate this energy. It's going to tell you the do's and don'ts and all of the things, because we have to be real about something real quick. Excuse me. A lot of people are terrified from Aries energy. Okay, a lot of people, they love Aries energy, baby, because we bring that new vibe, right? We bring that newness, right? We definitely just bring life to anything that we touch, Aries, right? And so, but people do not know how to navigate Aries energy, because a lot of people perceive Aries energy wrong. So that's why I put together, as an Aries sun, Aries midhaven, and my Mercury is also in Aries, I'm teaching you how to navigate this Saturn Aries energy, the do's and the don'ts. Because one thing about it, Aries don't like to sit their ass down. We don't. We gonna get to it, but my Taurus, my moon is in Taurus, so that keeps me grounded. But again, I just know how to work with Aries energy because I'm a fucking Aries. But I know when I need to sit down and not rush and have patience. So Saturn, the really main goal of Saturn being an Aries, especially for you Aries placements, is going to teach you patience. Because, bitch, you ain't got none. We ain't got none. Okay, so this is going to teach us patience. And that's why a lot of people, are kind of like going crazy about this transit. But when you really understand what this transit is doing, you will know how to navigate this energy. Okay, so check out my stand store for that. If you also need a human design thing, a reading to learn your human design of how to also navigate this energy, because it all plays a part, hit my stand store. If you want to learn about the new moon ritual that I did for Taurus and new moon, that's on my Patreon, and you will have to subscribe to my Patreon for that. Because you can use it depending on what each moon represents. You will switch up the ritual based on that. And yes, I said ritual, but I just mean ritual is basically your routine and practice. we ain't gonna lie, we ain't gonna play. Like, I know some people are very people get very woo when you say ritual and shit. It's like, bitch, well, that's the same thing as routine. That's the same thing as practice. It's the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So, all right. So let's go ahead and pull some cards for this new moon in Gemini energy and see what's the message for today. Okay, so we have here reshape. That's kind of what I was just talking about. Mindfulness. This is very much so air energy, thoughts. Now reshape, like I said, reshape your mindset, right? Reshape your perspective. Reshaping your mindset, reshaping your perspective, and having that mindset shift, right? When it comes to your actions, yes, you have the vision and you have the goals, but maybe the thing that's holding you back is your mindset. Maybe that's the one thing that you need to reevaluate. That maybe that's the thing that you need to go back to the drawing board about. It's like, okay, how is my approach in this? Am I moving too fast? Am I slowing down enough to make sure that this is truly what I am called to do? Right? Because the thing about being on social media, you can be very much so influenced easily. And if you are not allowing yourself to take that time to be still, mindfulness, to be still and say, is this me? Is this what I want to do? Is this what I feel called to do? You understand what I'm saying? So it's really just your mindset that can be holding you back. And that's why I keep saying it, because that's what all of this energy right now that we are feeling. We are being asked to look at our environment with new eyes. Look at our environment with new eyes. See things differently. You understand what I'm saying? And check in with your thoughts. Check in with your mindset, because like I said, shit is going to speed up. But it's not action-wise. It's your thoughts, because we're in air energy right now. Gemini is the air sign. We're in air energy right now. So the pace is going to pick up on things. And you're going to be feeling like, okay, bitch, I can barely keep up. I can barely keep up. And this is why you got to have mindfulness, because you got to be able to ground yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You got to be able to ground yourself. And with this new moon in Gemini, if you've been manifesting new opportunities, new speaking engagements, this could be the season. This could really be the time that you will start getting those new opportunities, because you are putting the action, you are doing the work. You are checking in with your thoughts and being like, let me make sure I'm not letting this self-doubt trick me out of my spot. Because I know this is what I'm called to do. I know this is how I'm supposed to show up. Let me make sure that I'm not getting tricked out of my spot. And also what I want you to do is, if you know your Mercury placement, put that in the chat, because this is the time to really embody your Mercury placement. Your Mercury placement, if you're a coach, if you are a speaker, anything of that sort, actually it don't even matter what the hell you is, because Mercury is the planet of communication, right? And how you are supposed to communicate. If you have ideas, this is a season that will help you articulate those ideas. But you want to do it in the style of your Mercury. Your Mercury is the planet of communication, your thoughts. That's truly important, okay? Then we have authenticity. Again, this is all about you understanding. You're literally the person. I know we grew up in a society that told us that told us we must be like this person. We must do it this way. We must look like this way. I'm here to tell you, you got to burn all that shit down. You got to burn all that shit down, because all that shit was wrong. This is the new reality that we're also realizing in 2025 with the world, that a lot of shit we was taught was wrong. And I don't mean by your parents. For some of you, that may be, yeah, my mama taught me this and that one right. My daddy said this one right. You know what I'm saying? But as a society, a lot of things that we were taught was incorrect. So us being grown up and think that, oh, you supposed to have grades just like this person. You supposed to want to do this just like this person, or follow this path because that person followed that path. All that shit is wrong. That's not correct. You can't find your individuality being like everybody else, because you're not supposed to be like everybody else. You are literally your own damn person. And this is why authenticity, this is why I tell you to look into your Mercury placement, because your Mercury placement is going to break that down for you. Your Mercury placement is going to be, is what's going to help you really say, okay, what is my voice? What is my brand voice? What is how am I supposed to be talking? Some of you code switch too much. You get what I'm saying? And so when you go online and you're talking to your community and you're talking about your business, a lot of times you aren't just talking like you. You understand what I'm saying? Like, be you. And your Mercury placement will really help that. Like I said, my Mercury is in Aries. And y'all know Aries is we're bold, we're direct. If you need somebody to say some shit, go tell an Aries. If you need somebody to say what everybody else is scared to say, go tell an Aries. Okay? And Aries is going to get to the fucking point. Okay, Aries, we're not gonna tiptoe while everybody else scared and everybody gonna say, well, let me hold your hand when I tell you this. And Aries is gonna say, but listen, we gotta stop. We gotta level up. We gotta get our shit together. That's what an Aries is gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So when you understand what sign your Mercury is in, that's how you attract your people. That's how you attract your tribe. Because I know that a lot of people really believe that they're here to help other people. You are. And a lot of times you're meant to help people from the same shit that you had to heal from. This is another thing we could pull up in your chart. Look at your Chiron if you want to know that. If you want to know what you're supposed to, if you're someone who's like, I don't have a clue what I'm supposed to help people with, you can always start with yourself and say, what did I have to heal from? What inner work did I have to do on myself? You can literally start there and you will find what you're supposed to help people with. But if we want to talk about in your chart, look at your Chiron placement. I also have a guide on my Stand Store about your Chiron. Your Chiron placement is what you are meant to help people heal. Period. My Chiron is in Virgo. Okay, annoying ass Virgo. I know, y'all don't gotta tell me. I'm right there with y'all. Virgos are very... But me understanding my Chiron sign, I'm meant to help people heal. I'm meant to help people heal from being over criticizing themselves, right? And I'm meant to help people heal their bodies because Virgo rules the body. Virgo is also, the South Node is also in Virgo. Virgo is healing. Virgo is about being of service to people. Okay? And so that's what it is that I'm doing. I'm helping people with different things. I'm doing Reiki on people and things of that sort. I'm helping people heal their shadow side. But, excuse me, when you really look at your chart tells you every fucking thing you want to know about yourself. You just have to study it. Another thing that I want to talk about, your Uranus sign. Whatever sign your Uranus sign is in, that is where you are going to be doing things different. Right? Your Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. We know Aquarius is all about being the free thinker, thinking outside the box, breaking the norms, not doing what everybody else is doing. For me, for example, my Uranus is in my 6th house. 6th house rules your work routine and health, right? So with me having my Uranus in the 6th house, that means I am healing things differently. I go different about healing. I'm not somebody that's just like, oh, let me go get some, let me go to the doctors. I'm a holistic healer. You get what I'm saying? I also do things different when it comes to spiritual healing. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's totally me. And like, I love that shit because I love when I get confirmation just from looking at my chart. Like, damn, that is me. Yeah. Because a lot of times it's hard for people to embrace their authentic selves because they're like, well, I need to do this, or I've never seen this done before, or my mom always talked bad about the people who did this, or whatever inner thoughts you be having to keep you from doing what it is that you're called to do. Look at your chart. Your chart will explain everything. If you're like, how do I make money? Look at your 2nd house. Look at your 2nd house. Your 2nd house will tell you how you are supposed to make money. My 2nd house is ruled by Virgo. Okay? Once you figure out what sign your 2nd house is in, then I want you to look for the ruler of that 2nd house. So, my 2nd house is ruled by Virgo. The ruler of Virgo is Mercury. Mercury is in my 9th house. Now, Mercury being in the 9th house, that's all about teaching, coaching, higher learning, long distance traveling. Bitch, when I tell you that's me, like, that's literally me. I'm the person where I'm going to go do the research, I'm going to go do the work, then I'm going to bring it back to my people and teach them how to heal from that. That's literally me. Anything that I've done, that's literally how I did. I don't give a fuck if it's paying off credit cards. I was the first because I'm the oldest in my family. Okay, this is how you're supposed to do this. This is how you pay this off, yada, yada, yada. Then I go and bring it back to my family. That's literally how I've always been. But when it comes to making money, when we look at our charts, once you look at your second, if you're a person that has a lot of placements like in the end of your chart, like I'm talking about the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th house, that is you being of service to other people. If you have placements that's more in the personal houses, which is 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5, that is you being more service. That's you being like you. So for example, when I say look at your second house, right? So my husband, he has a second house. His is in Aquarius. We know Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So, but his Uranus is in his first house. So he's someone that could be into like being a content creator, influencer, gaming, things of that sort. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's how you can figure out how it is that you can make money. But like I said, all of this is in your chart. All this is in your chart. You just have to study you. If you're going to study anybody else, studying you is the best thing that you can do for yourself. It's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Study, like I said, astrology and human design. They go hand in hand. And I offer readings on both of them to help you really understand, really understand what is what and who is who. Okay? So really think about that and how you are able to be in alignment with that. Okay? Your human design and your astrology has everything that you need to know. Okay? So again, we have authenticity, mindfulness, and reshape. That is the message of the day. Like I said, if you have any questions about your chart, your human design chart, your astrology chart, put it in the chat. If you're looking for someone to explain what all of this means and what this means for you, look into my stand store. Go ahead and book that damn reading. We can chop it up, and I will literally explain everything to you. And in my readings, you can either book a pre-recorded reading, a voice message, or we could do it live with Zoom. So if you shy, an introvert, whatever the case may be, maybe I could just send you a voice message and I would break down your chart for you. You won't have any questions, I promise you. Or all your questions will be answered. We don't have time to be trying to be somebody else. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have time. Those days are done of trying to be somebody else. There's nobody else that you need to be but you. You understand what I'm saying? There's nobody else to be but you. And that's what I want you to understand. There's nobody else to be. Everybody else that there is to be is taken. So why not be yourself? Why not embrace your quirkiness, your nerdiness, whatever the case may be? Embrace that. Okay. All right. So, like I said, book your reading. If you want to learn the new moon ritual, if you want to do the new moon ritual with me, you need to sign up for my Patreon. This ritual is what you want to do every new moon. Okay? And like I said, this shit works. I did an entire workshop on it back on when I did the new moon in Taurus. That's on my Patreon. I'm building up my Patreon right now because I ain't really been promoting my Patreon like that. So people don't even know I have a Patreon. But I'll be doing exclusive shit on my Patreon because period. That's my people, that's my tribe, that's who I'm going to be really learning new shit with, deep spiritual shit with, and I'm gonna be bringing it to my Patreon people. So you go ahead and subscribe. There is only $11.11. Okay, it's not bad at all. So, but yeah, I think I'm about to go live on TikTok for a little bit. If y'all are on TikTok, you can find me at I am Tori Elaine. I'm gonna go over there, chop up with them people, talk about this new moon shit as well. Like I said, if you need a reading, go ahead and hit my stand store. I also have guides if you want to learn about your Chiron and learn what it means, what it's in what house, and things of that sort. I even tell you in that Chiron guide, I even tell you what type of business you can make based off healing your Chiron. Because whoever you're meant to heal and how you're meant to heal them is how you healed yourself. So I also tell you that in that Chiron guide of, oh, you will be a great therapist. You will be a great this, based off what you've had to heal from yourself. I also have a Saturn Aries guide to help you navigate this Saturn and Aries energy, especially if it's your Saturn return. If it's your Saturn return, that guide is especially for you. And I also have a guide on how to embody your human design. So, if you're someone that's like, I'm trying to understand my human design, this, that, and the third, go ahead and check that out, babes. And book your damn reading if you need it. And I will see you guys in my next live. Head to TikTok. Follow me there.